Hello everyone. Alchemist here. Thank you very much for tuning in. I truly appreciate it. Today is a pick a pile tarot reading for you about your past life. Who are you in your past life? How does that past life affect you right now? What can you learn from it? So I'm going to invite you to pick one of these two piles right here. Feel free to pick the pile that resonates the most with you. You can pause the video and take your time. This is a collective reading, so it might resonate or not. You can stay to watch both piles if you want to, because since it's a collective reading, maybe something from pile 1 will resonate with you, and then some other things from pile 2 will resonate as well. So let's get right to it. I'm going to start with this pile with the Hermatic Tarot deck. Soroch ileren zolor schimmetres son lech kirrefen zaroken sorok in trek ulurus shereskich efen rosleremen. Interesting. We got two major arcanas here with the Fool card reversed, the Judgment card upright, and then we have the Knight of Pentacles. In your past life, we see that you lived a life that was very turbulent. You were a warrior, and you spent your whole life in wars, in conflicts with other nations. You were a high-ranking general or a war leader. As you can see here in this Knight of Pentacles, this was you. And we have the Judgment card here. This Judgment card represents the state of war and fire and conflict. It's depicted in the card. So the message here is pretty loud and clear. And in this past life, you spent your life in one place. You were always protecting your country or empire, and you didn't go anywhere else. You stayed in the same place. You didn't explore the world, and you spent your whole life in battles, in fights. So it was very disturbing. It was very turbulent. And here, even look at the bottom of the deck. We have the Ace of Wands. This Ace of Wands also represents the state of war, the state of going to war, conflict, fire, destruction. And you have accumulated a lot of karma in that past life because of what you've been through. And remember, this is relevant to you, either you're a man or a woman, because in each reincarnation you can come as a different gender. So if you're watching this as a woman, when I say warrior, you could have been a man. So it can apply to you as well. And let's pull some more cards. I want to see the era of when this was happening. What kind of era? Oh, interesting. We have the Princess of Pentacles reversed. We have the Chariot. Look at this card that represents war again. We have this, it's armor, soldier. Look at that. Because it could have been any other depiction, but it's the depiction with a warrior. And the third card is love. The Two of Cups. This is the era of, I hear, ancient Greece. That's what came to me. And in the beginning, I was thinking that it's something that has to do with ancient Mesopotamia. So it could be either ancient Mesopotamia or ancient Greece. It could be either or. Because the first few cards I pulled, they had such a Mesopotamian energy. And this second pull, it has like a very Greek, ancient Greece energy. And you were very powerful, you were very strong. You even enjoyed the arts of war. You were very skilled with your swords, with your shields, with your weapons, and you knew how to manipulate them very, very good and carefully during the battles. And it's something that brought you pleasure. War brought you pleasure. And This gave you some losses in terms of your family, in terms of your partnerships, in terms of the people you were with, because you were never with them. You were involved with some people, you loved them, they loved you back. You had families with them, but you were never with them because you were always in war. You had a very high ranking position as a commander or a general or a leader, and you never had time for your family or for the people that actually mattered the most to you. The energy I'm sensing from this past life is very serious. It's very stern and stubborn, and it's very rough. That's what I'm sensing. The star reversed. This past life at the end led you nowhere. It didn't lead you to becoming the star, because we all know that what comes out of wars is just destruction, misery, and nothing good. So nothing good came out of this past life. You spent your life and your energy, your precious time in wars, in conflicts, in destruction, and at the end, you didn't reach anything at all. The King of Cups. I think in that past life, your goal was to become very closer to the king or to the emperor, to the ruler, or you even wanted that status to yourself. You tried to reach it. That was your obsession. That was your ambition. You wanted power. You were obsessed with power. You wanted more and more power, even though you had a very good position and a high ranking position, but you just wanted more power. This made you really, really strong and resilient and very good at facing challenges and obstacles. So in this lifetime, you're going to find yourself one of those people who are really strong. Like when you have problems that come to your life, you're not scared, you know how to face them, and you have this immense power that helps you overcome any obstacle or challenges because of this past life that you've had. So, on the bottom of the deck, we have the Moon card. You've had to face a lot of fears because that past life taught you how to face the fear of dying, because you're giving yourself, literally your whole life, you're giving it for a cause. In a twisted way, in a wrong way, but that taught you how to overcome fear. That's why you're very fearless. You're a fearless person. But what can you learn from this past life? And how is it affecting you at the moment? Knight of Wands, again, look again. We have a lot of knights earlier, Knight of Pentacles, now with the Knight of Wands. Five of Swords, look at these swords. Swords are used for war. Look at the depiction of this Five of Swords. And the Eight of Wands. So, and the bottom of the deck, the Magician. The Magician card at the bottom of the deck. Very interesting. So, how is this life affecting you, and what can you learn from it? Spirit wants you to know that, first of all, there's a lot of karma that you need to pay back. And I mentioned it earlier, it came up. Karmic retribution. That's why we have the Five of Swords. You've done some things in the past that were not very good, and you were not supposed to do them. And a lot of karma was attached to that. So in this lifetime, you're supposed to do a lot of good deeds. That's why we have this Eight of Wands here. You have to change that lifestyle. You have to change that mentality. You have to change your programming that comes from your past life, that everything is resolved with power. Everything is solved by being stubborn and strong and powerful. No, that's useful for certain case scenarios, but it's not for forever. That's not how you live in life. Sometimes you have to gauge the situation and solve it peacefully with peace, not with war. And you see that manifested nowadays in the world, where there are still wars breaking and people fighting and people killing each other because they couldn't resolve what they've had in their past life. In their past life, they probably were fighting in wars, and they came back in war zones in this lifetime to continue the cycle of being in a war. And they don't know how to get out of that. They don't know how to. So the universe is telling you here, this is the lifetime where you need to learn that it's not about fighting, it's not about war. First of all, you need to pay back your karma. How do you pay it back? How do you pay back your karma? By being the magician. By being the magician, by doing good deeds, by helping people, by resolving to peace instead of war. When there's a conflict, you always try to solve it peacefully. By being the bigger person. If someone insults you or treats you bad, you're the bigger person. You don't care about that. And you even forgive them because you're supposed to become the master, the magician. The universe wants you to get out of this toxic war life cycle you have been to, because it's still following you in this lifetime as well. Because you're still the Knight of Wands. You still carry that warrior side with you, but it's only going to lead you to destruction if you don't get rid of it. Because remember, that's your past. It's not who you are right now. So why are you carrying that with you? And that's why I always talk about alchemical transmutation. This whole channel is about transmutation. It's alchemy. It's transmuting what's bad into what's good. So it's time to transmute whatever it is that's negative, that's imprinted in your soul, transmute that into something good in any shape or form. It could be just helping an old person cross the street, feeding a stray dog or a stray cat. It doesn't matter. It could be something very small, but start there. Start by being a good person and doing good deeds. Okay? So this reading is an eye-opener for you to know why maybe you have certain personalities. You couldn't understand why they're there. It's because of your past life. But it's time for you in this reincarnation to change that and transmute it, because you're supposed to become the magician. Okay? And that's what I have for you. Let's move on to the second pile, which is this other beautiful deck. So, who were you in your past life? Sintrech, Ramon Zinleres, kin Escheres, Marochen Kires, Lar Ololos Mifkeren. Oh, interesting. Well, as interesting as the first pile. The first card that I pulled here is the Ace of Pentacles reversed, followed by the Wheel of Fortune, and then the Emperor reversed. Two major arcanas. Similarly to the first pile, I also pulled two major arcanas at the beginning. Same here, two major arcanas at the beginning. So, you're in your past life. You were born in a poor environment. You struggle with money. You were not rich. That's how you started that past life. And this has the energy of ancient Egypt. It could be in ancient Egypt or even Mesoamerica. That's what I'm sensing here. So either like the south of America or ancient Egypt. With South America, with the Aztecs, the Mayans. But you will know which area will resonate with you. But it could be either or. And you started this life poor. You were not like an important person. You were not, because I'm talking in terms of like hierarchy, right? And you struggle with money. But the Wheel of Fortune came up to you. The Wheel of Fortune came up to you in that lifetime because of a previous lifetime. So you were born in a poor environment. You struggled with money. You didn't have much. But because of an amazing karma you accumulated in a previous life, so I'm talking about a past life, but this is a karma of the past life, of the life before this one. At some point around your 30s, when you were in your 30s, the universe blessed you with a wheel of fortune and you became rich and all of your money problems disappeared and you had the wheel of fortune and you were not poor anymore, and now you could afford your own house and you could afford to buy food for yourself, for your family, and everything was doing great. But here we have the Emperor reversed. What I'm sensing here is that you accumulated wealth and you started doing a lot of trades and you made more money and you became a wealthy person. You became very wealthy. So you went from nothing to becoming very wealthy. But this wheel of fortune came to you because of a previous lifetime, but obviously you did not know that. You didn't know that this wheel of fortune came to you because of a karma of a past life. So you thought that this was meant for you because you worked hard or whatever it is. What I'm hearing here is that you were not grateful for this wheel of fortune. You treated it as something that belonged to you. You were not grateful for it, and you're like, yes, it was about time that I received this fortune and it's mine, and you treated it like something that was supposed to be yours. So you didn't thank the universe, you didn't thank spirit, you weren't grateful for this wheel of fortune, and you started using it properly. It generated you more wealth, but you started becoming greedy. You started becoming attached to money. It went from no money to just money, 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 money is all I care about. And that's why the Emperor is reversed here, because in the end of this lifetime, you did not end up as an emperor, because it's reversed, meaning that that money was gone. It was wasted. This wheel of fortune was not there anymore. And I'm hearing strongly from spirit because you were not grateful. Because you became so obsessed and attached to money, you became greedy, and that resulted in you falling from your emperor state. Because at some point you reached the emperor state, you accumulated a lot of wealth, but that was lost at the end of the lifetime. Let's pull a couple more cards. The Hierophant reversed. This is a confirmation of what I just said, the Hierophant reversed. The Two of Pentacles reversed as well. And the Knight of Cups, the Page of Cups, sorry. Oh, and the Fool card at the bottom of the deck. The Fool card at the bottom of the deck. This explains this lifetime very well. We have the Hierophant reversed. In that life, you just focused most of the time on making money. Since you got that Wheel of Fortune, all you cared about is making more money. You didn't care about your spirituality. When you were poor, you were a little bit spiritual. And you practiced a little bit. And you were connected to the unknown, to spirit. The moment you got the Wheel of Fortune, you dropped that. You ignored it and you completely dismissed it. And that's why you were not grateful, because you were not connected to spirit anymore. So that's why the Hierophant is reversed. You lost your spirituality, like you just dropped it. You just threw it out. And here the Two of Pentacles reversed, meaning that that wealth that you have accumulated and those finances that you became obsessed with, it didn't really transition to something better or higher because you were focused on it for too long. So it stayed stagnant. The Wheel of Fortune came, you used it for some trades and business, you became wealthy, but then you hit this point of stagnation and it lasted for a very long time. And that stagnation was like a loophole and you didn't know how to get out of it. You were there for a very long time. And you were obsessed with money, the Page of Cups. You loved that status. You loved that money, you loved that status, you enjoyed it because you didn't have it before. But The fact that you were disconnected from spirituality made you forget that that abundance only came to you because the universe allowed it to come to you. It's not because you worked for it or anything like that. And this is something that nowadays is very prevalent, where you have these millionaires and billionaires and trillionaires thinking that that money, they worked hard for it, thinking that they deserve that money, not thinking that the universe allowed that money for them to be there. Cause and consequences related to that, but of course no one understands that. So there's a lot of elements at play for why billionaires are billionaires, because to become a billionaire, even $1 billion is an incredible amount of money that can solve world problems. A lot of you know that. I don't need to explain this. But so in order for one human to reach that, the universe must allow it for a specific reason. It's not because the person worked hard for it. There are people out there who work harder than any billionaires. You're a billionaire or a trillionaire or whatever, it's because the universe is allowing it to happen. It's because there's a reason that the universe is allowing you to have those billions. It's the only reason. There is no being smart or working hard or any of that stuff. But these people, because they're unaware of certain spiritual elements, they will make you believe that they worked so hard and that they are very smart, and that's why they became billionaires. And you're going to fall for that. And you're going to fall for it. And you're going to think they're speaking the truth. Don't mess with the universe. The universe is just. The universe is the most righteous, just entity that was ever created. So don't mess with it. If you were given billions or millions and you don't use them properly for the right cause, you'll see what's going to happen to you in the next reincarnation. Get ready for that. I'm just telling you. So in your past life, you kind of were in that energy. I worked hard. I became wealthy. I deserve this wealth. This is mine. I deserve it. And you were dismissing spirit. You were not doing any charity. You were not helping people. You were just obsessed with money. And the more we have it, the more we realize it's not enough and we want more. And the one who has $1 billion now wants $1 trillion. And the one who has $1 trillion now wants $1 quadrillion. It's never enough. Nothing is enough. Nothing. So the Fool. And this Fool card here has two meanings. It means that you were a fool in that past life. Not the fool's journey, the wise fool. No, you were a fool. Because of the way you handled that past life, you were a fool, and you ended up as a fool because you lost all of that wealth. Earlier, when I said the Emperor reversed, you lost that wealth, and the fool is like a homeless person, literally. So you have the wise fool who goes on a journey deliberately and becomes homeless deliberately and becomes a vagabond on his or her own will to uncover and discover who they are. And you have the fool who's just homeless because they lost all of their wealth and they don't have a home. So at the end, you became not the wise fool who goes on a journey to discover who they are, but you became a fool who's just homeless because you lost all of that. That's why I'm telling you, be careful. Be careful when it comes to karma. Be very careful. Because karma is not managed by a spirit, by an entity, or by a deity. Karma is automatic. It works on its own. So it doesn't care who you are or what you do. The only thing it cares about is, did you do something good? Did you do something bad? Did you harm? Did you help? That's what karma cares about. So what can you learn from this past life? And how is it affecting you right now? We have the Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles. the Star reversed. The first pile also had the Star reversed. And the Queen of Cups reversed. And the bottom of the deck is the Sun. What you can learn from this past life is that no matter how much you're going to be obsessed with money and wanting to make money in any shape or form, money, 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 especially if you want it for some negative intent. It's okay if you want money to help people. It's okay if you want money to do a good cause. It's okay if you want money so you can pay back your debt, for example. Right? Let's say you have some debt, you screwed up in the past, it's okay, we all screw up, and you want to pay back some debt. It's okay. Because it's like now you want to become aligned again. You don't want to do the same mistakes. But don't go splurging money and traveling and spending money left and right when you have debt. That's also karma. So if you want money to pay back some debt, that's okay. But if the universe sees that you take that money that you are blessed with and you start spending it left and right instead of paying back your debt, then it's going to cut that abundance from you. Karma, karma, karma. Be careful. So the universe is saying in this lifetime, if you keep your obsession with money, the Eight of Pentacles, if that's all you think about and that's all you're obsessed with, and especially not for a good cause, just to have a lavish life. For example, I want money because I want a lavish life, because I want to be able to afford things. You will never be the star if that's how you think. I'm sorry that it sounds harsh, but I'm speaking spirit. This is not Self Alchemist speaking. It's spirit speaking through me, so I don't care how I sound to you. You will never become the star if the only thing you care about is money. Because again, that's imprinted in your soul from your past life. You're carrying it with you to this lifetime. So if you still have the same attitude towards money in this lifetime, you will never be the star. And you might repeat the cycle of the last life you've had. Not only you're not going to become the star, but you're not going to become the Queen of Cups, meaning that the Queen of Cups here is the Queen of Hearts. You're going to lose your empathy, your love. Your heart chakra is going to diminish. The aura of your heart chakra is going to become reduced. You're not going to love. You're not going to know how to help. You're not going to have empathy for other people. You're going to lose your spiritual side. Again, like in your past life. And Spirit here is saying that the sun is always in your life. All you have to do is reach it. Spirit, see, the sun is a representation of spirit. What is this figure here doing? It's reaching the sun. It's reaching to it. So Spirit is telling you all you have to do is reach to the sun, reach to Spirit. That's all you have to do in order to become the Queen of Hearts and open up your heart to the world. Open up your heart to this existence. Reach to Spirit in order to become the star. Because it's not about money. It's not about money. One last card. Nine of Pentacles reversed. It's not about money. It's not about money. Because the Five of Hearts, because if you keep thinking about money in this lifetime as well, you're only going to get sorrow. You're not going to get happiness. You're not going to get anything from it. And the bottom of the deck, the Ten of Cups reversed as well. So this is a huge warning from the universe that, let me show you. The bottom of the deck here was the Ten of Cups underneath it. You know what was underneath it? I have to show you this. I have to show you this. I was going to stop the reading, but the universe said, no, tell them. The Tower card. So, my friends. Oh, and the Empress reversed, but it's okay because this is going to become overwhelming. Underneath the Tower card, there's also the Empress reversed. Let's include it, sure. So, with the Five of Cups, no happiness, misery and sorrow, no joy in your life, no contentment, no peace. A Tower card, a Tower kind of life, and not being the Empress. Because you're basically repeating your past life, and I'm hearing that if you keep approaching your life the same way as your past life, it's all about money, this lifetime is going to end up even worse than the past life. So it's up to you. The choice is yours. And you know, I always say the choice is yours because that's what it boils down to. It boils down to the choice is always in your hands. Everyone has the choice to make the right decision. What is your choice? It's up to you. All right. I hope this helps. Thank you very much. And I'll see you in the next reading. Arros milerech izen joroch is keresh lis ishoch.